Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me for another Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine reading. So this is a general reading for the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine of our collective, and my name is Ahorangi Starchild. I am a violet ray twin flame based in Parakai, New Zealand. I have a twin flame channel where you can binge watch on if you are guided to do so. And I want to send love and light to everyone who's tuning in. I know that these connections are certainly challenging. So let's have a look and see what is coming in for the divine feminines and masculine for this month. I try and do these readings once a month. I feel like that is frequent enough for these spiritual connections. And I also do them as I am guided to. So sometimes it'll be a little bit like on the 3-week mark or the month mark, depending on how my guidance are coming in concerning these readings. Before I start, I want to say click like if you like my style, subscribe if you like this video, hit the bell at the right hand bottom corner of this video to get notifications of when I publish. Below this video you will find a list of the decks that I'll be using, and everything that you need to know about me is in the drop box below. These readings are general readings, so if you don't resonate, then for some or other reason you are on a different path. Okay, not everyone will resonate with this reading. There are other divine feminine, divine masculine readings I've done. They are timeless, so you could perhaps tune into my divine feminine, divine masculine playlist. They will take effect from the date published. And masculine and feminine is not male female, it is masculine dominant, feminine dominant energy, so there's no sexual orientation with these readings. Now let's jump in. What is happening with the divine feminine and the divine masculine? Where are they at? Where are they at? What are they working on? What's going on in this connection? So the feminine, okay, let me get some cards out first. And this is my Arcanum Tarot, by the way. The feminine thinks she's found the one. She wants to build. She wants to invest long term. Now, I know in the last reading, so perhaps you want to go back and get to the reading that I've printed for February. And the feminine had quite a bit of, there was a kaleidoscope of perspectives and emotions that the feminine was working on. But I feel this time around the feminine is ready to collaborate. She's divinely guided. She's creating security. Everything is starting to become very stable in her life. She's very practical. We have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy here. All of it is earth. And we have the Hierophant here, which is the man who joins kindred spirits together. So I feel like with the feminine, when it comes to her values, not only her personal values, but everything from what she believes in to her knowledge, how she experiences her life, she is becoming very grounded. So her expectations and how she wants to invest herself is very realistic. She's willing to take her time. And she's willing to collaborate and work together with her masculine. We have the masculine mirroring. They're mirroring the feminine. I love it. There's always this kind of mirroring coming through. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, the masculine wants reunion. Three of Cups. And the King of Swords. The Tower. If you haven't been in communication, I feel there's some, or if you're not together, I feel something is going to happen to change the status in your connection. Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, success. Okay, so I feel what's going on in the masculine side is that the masculine is mirroring the feminine in the way of the earthly energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming in here. So he is thinking, he has this beautiful big coin that he wants to offer the feminine, but he's coming in slow. He wants to make sure that when he invests himself, that everything has been taken care of. He's laying a firm foundation. He's checking that everything in his life is ready, to receive and collaborate and build with the feminine. Because the feminine comes up as the King of Pentacles. Down at the bottom, I see how they mirror each other. A King of Pentacles for the feminine, and then we have the King of Swords for the masculine. And so I feel like the masculine is having an objective approach to this, and there's no pie in the sky anymore. You know, when we go into these spiritual connections, there's always this nebulousness. It's like it's there, but it's not there. Is this ever going to transpire? Maybe this is all pie in the sky. There's a lot of illusion and hopes, and in some cases unrealistic expectations. But I feel like at this very moment, that everything is very grounded, and that because both the masculine and the feminine has been working on themselves, that now the universe is conspiring to change the status between the two. Let's dig into this reading. So this week we're doing ladies first, okay? So we have the Three of Pentacles. Why is the Three of Pentacles here for the feminine? Because she's thinking about collaboration. She's willing to work and build on her connection with her masculine. Yeah, she is. We have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel she's truly after, as I said, she did go through a period in the previous month where she had to sort out a lot of stuff, a kaleidoscope of things on her end, and she has done the work. She's gone inwards. We have the Four of Swords, and that is that recovery on mental level. Maybe the feminine sometimes overthinks, and this colors her perspectives on how she perceives this connection to be. But she also realizes that her happiness lies in this connection, and that she's willing to put the work in. She now wants to actually go over into action and start building. She's working on her financial situation. She's working on a project. She's actively creating stability. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and Libra, Gemini. Aquarius energy coming in for her. But she knows what makes her happy. She knows where she can invest herself long term. And that is why she's now willing to collaborate with her masculine to build something long term. Because in spite of the trauma and the chaos that these type of connections bring to us to bring our healing, the feminine she's fast recovering from her, just shall we say, from all the trauma and the heartache that she went through in this connection. She's recovering from that, and she realized that in spite of everything, that this is still the connection that she wants. This is still where she wants to invest herself, and she is now ready to put the work in long term to build with her masculine. And this is all her resources. She's getting all her ducks in a row because she now knows what makes her happy. Why is the Hierophant here? Oh, didn't even have to shuffle much. The Hierophant is here because there's the universal law of balance is stepping in, as well as the Two of Wands, which means there's opportunities. There is opportunities coming towards the feminine, and I feel May is a pivotal month because Hierophant resembles Taurus. Taurus is from the 21st of April till the 21st of May. And then we have Justice clarifying the Hierophant. So I feel in many ways we don't have the Two of Cups or the Lovers here yet, but I feel like the feminine is fast approaching a period where she is willing to make it official with her masculine. In some cases, the feminine would tell the masculine, I am ready, but I have values. These are my set standards. These are the things that's non-negotiable. These are the things that are negotiable. And I feel like on an energetic level that the feminine has reached the point where she knows that, how do I say it? Whatever it is that her masculine is, in his positive as well as in his negative, that she's still willing to invest herself with him long term. In other words, okay, we're going to draw more reading, more cards, but I feel like the feminine is at peace. That's why we have the Justice here. Justice is about balancing, finding balance on heart level. This is also not being ruled by your emotions. She knows about what makes her happy, but she's also knows what she needs to keep a balance in these connections because they can be very intense. She's very solid. She knows what she wants. She's willing to do the paperwork. She's willing to even draw up a de facto partnership. She's willing to take that huge step of even getting married if marriage does come on the radar, that she feels she is actually in a place where she's willing to make that commitment because she feels now she has actually something solid to offer her masculine. Say, this is what I can contribute to our connection. Not only emotionally, she knows that she can make her masculine happy. We do have this 10 of Cups here. She knows that she can make him happy. She knows that she can work together and collaborate together with her masculine to create maybe even a beautiful legacy. I don't have the 10 of Pentacles here yet, but she's working towards the goals, okay? And we have the King of Pentacles here, which is someone who knows how to work with resources. This person knows how to build empires. They know how to start from scratch, and they know how to get to the finish line. So tell me about this King of Pentacles. 7 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So I feel like even though the feminine has her feet firmly on the ground, she also has a little bit of residual energy having to deal with that pie in the sky energy. And I feel like she knows that with that nebulous uncertainty and not sure how this connection is going to work out with the masculine, that in spite of all of that, that she's quite willing to put that energy behind her, and she's willing to put in the work to make the commitment to use her energy and her resources to bring this connection into the reality. And she now feels confident that she can actually share her mind, her space, her heart, her life with her masculine in the physical. She's ready to leave the safety of the spiritual aspect, because remember, when we're in the spiritual connections, that there's amount of safety because you can retreat at any point in time if you've been triggered, okay? And the feminine feels like she doesn't need to stay in this in the fifth dimension with her masculine anymore. She feels like she can actually handle being with him in the physical, and she has romance on her mind, okay? She's into her senses. There's a lot of Taurus energy. Taurus is about senses and experiencing the physical. So I know all the feminines are dying to know what's going on with the masculine. So let's go. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? The Knight of Pentacles is someone who comes in very slow with a long-term stable offer. Oh my goodness. long-term stable offer, and the masculine is all grown up. He's all grown up, coming through in his divine masculine alpha male energy, offering his heart with a cup of love. I love it. Love it. Love what the masculines are coming up with this time around. Good work. Good work. If you want the feminine, she's all yours. She's all yours, coming in with the Emperor, someone who knows how to take care of himself, someone who knows how to take care of his own, who can carry the responsibility of the divine masculine. So far, the divine masculine is actually one ahead of the divine feminine, because I don't see the Empress here yet. But I feel like the masculine has been totally committed to get his ducks in a row, to heal his heart. He has the Ace of Cups. He's ready to love. And look, we have the Ten of Cups on the feminine side. We have the Ace of Cups on the masculine side. So this is a win-win either way, okay? And I feel with that Tower in the middle, right between, in this line, I feel something is going to shake loose suddenly. Suddenly, there, because that Knight of Pentacles is coming slow, but he's coming in with a long-term offer, because he wanted to make sure that when he does come to the feminine, that he can be serious about it. Okay, there's no guessing about anything. His life is in order. He is ready to accommodate his feminine in any way that he needs to as the masculine. Now, the Three of Cups is a card of reunion. The masculine has reunion on his mind, especially if there's been distance between them and there's maybe no communication. I like that Tower with that Three of Cups. Maybe there's also been on the masculine's end in the past, I feel maybe potentially a three-party situation. Okay, so tell me about the Three of Cups. Tell me about the Three of Cups. I'd like another card, please. It's a card of, I feel like the masculine feels quite happy, because the Three of Cups is also a card of celebration, being social. Can I have one more? Being social, come on. How does he feel about this? Oh, this one just flew out. Oh, he's got the hotties. We've got the Devil and the Page of Pentacles, more Earth. So the Devil is Capricorn. I love my Cappies, nothing against the Cappies, but this is long-term commitment. This is, I want to hitch my wagon to your wagon. And there's an offer coming in. Not only is the Emperor coming through with a long-term committed offer with a Knight of Pentacles, but he has reunion on his mind, and he wants to bring this reunion about like, would you like to meet up for, face to face, and then discuss a long-term commitment, like next 30 years. This is dead serious about what he wants to do on his end, okay? Because with that Ace of Cups, to me, is resembling the coin in the Knight hands and the coin in the Page's hand. So I do feel like the masculine does have something that he wants to put down on the table concerning a long-term committed partnership at the very least. But he's also willing to declare his emotions. He's willing to talk about how he feels and to actually acknowledge that the feminine makes him happy. Okay, that's Three of Cups next to the Page of Pentacles says to me that the masculine is happy. She makes him happy. She makes him joyful. Now, why is the King of Swords here? The King of Swords is someone who's very intellectual. They look at facts. They're not ruled by their heart at all. And sometimes they cut things out, but this is looking at things objectively. Maybe your masculine also has, some military background, or it has to do with the legal matters. But I feel, okay, so this King of Swords, I feel, is cutting out situations that leaves him powerless, because he's coming into his Emperor status now, okay? He's the Emperor. He knows how to take charge. He's taking charge of his life, and he's doing it through the energy of being the King of Swords. He's cutting out things that leaves him disempowered. He's cutting out things that makes him want to defend himself all the time and going into defense mode. He's cutting out anything that makes him, once again, this is also a very defensive card. The Four of Pentacles, he's cutting out things that makes him want to protect himself all the time, and he's cutting out things that drains his resources. So the masculine is taking control during this time to sort out his life. He knows what to do to create a situation of long-term stability so that him and his feminine can be together, and he's cutting everything out that doesn't serve him. Okay, where in the past he had to go through all these defensive kind of behavioral patterns which left him powerless, now he realizes that the King of Swords on an intellectual level knows, which I like about the masculine, is because masculine normally reason. They generally not ruled by the emotions. So the masculine is standing very strong this week with that King of Swords, cutting everything out and actually clearing space so that he can bring in this offer to his feminine. Now, why is the Tower here? The Tower is very chaotic. It can bring beautiful surprises, but it can also cause destruction. So I feel like something has to break down in this connection, something that doesn't serve the masculine or the feminine, and I want to know why this Tower is here. So we have two cards that came out. We have the World and we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's time to end your cycle of being single. It's time. Let's face it, we've been going around this block how many years now? Long time. Not years, let's talk decades for some of us. For some of us, it's 9 years. For some of us, it's 10 years, 30 years. We have the world here. World is ruled by Saturn. Saturn completes a cycle every 30 years. So for some of the viewers watching this video, you have been on this journey for a very long time. Okay, so, and if you've been single and you've been dedicated to your divine masculine feminine union, then this is to say, well, you've done the work. Your reward is coming. And that's also what justice is over here. Your reward is coming. What you sow, you reap. For every winter, there's a summer. For every spring, there's an autumn. We have the world here, which also have the equinoxes and some of the other cards. We're coming up to the 21st of March, which is the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. And I feel something is going to happen with someone who is single. That status is changing because it's time. There's a cycle that's ended, and the masculine, who is the outgoing energy in these connections, is ready to make an offer. We have the Ten of Wands here. Why is the Ten of Wands here? Because we certainly know that these connections are hard work. You have to dig in deep. You have to sometimes scrape the bottom of the barrel and borrow from somewhere else to be able to get through the challenges that these connections bring. They force you to transform and do things in a different way, see yourself in a different way. These are spiritual connections, okay? Ten of Wands. Why is the Ten of Wands here? We have the Page of Cups. Beautiful, loving connection coming in concerning a decision that someone was hanging in limbo about. Someone needed to become enlightened. And this period of having to make the decision or putting off, because sometimes we feel we need to take time, we don't have the right words, especially with a page. And this is strong Piscean energy, by the way. Page of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And then we have the Hangman, which is Pisces. So you might deal with a Pisces. So let's see, what do we have on the cards here at the moment? For the masculine, we have all the elements here. We have fire, we have water, we have air. Okay, so, but the most prominent energies coming through here is the Emperor, which is Capricorn, Aries, and Scorpio energy. Then we have the devil, which is Capricorn energy, and we have the King of Swords, which is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. So these are personality traits of your masculine. And on the feminine side, we have Libra, we have Taurus, we have the air, Gemini, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, we have the fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and then we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So we are dealing with all the signs here. So you just have to put the characteristics of the personalities where they fit. Okay, sometimes it's flipped, reversed, etc., etc. But what I'm saying is, with this energy coming in here, Piscean energy, which is energy to surrender. Sometimes there were things that you just couldn't express, and it was a heavy burden to carry, having to wait this long for your enlightenment, for the information that you needed to be able to process. Because the pages are information, it's communication. So there was, I feel, something, either the masculine had messaged the feminine with a beautiful message, or the feminine had messaged the masculine with a beautiful message, put it where it fits. But before this communication came, it was a heavy burden to carry not to be in contact with each other. And after the message, there was something that had transpired that now brought in the energy that there is a decision that needs to be made. Now we have the Six of Wands as the outcome. Powerful, dynamic, successful, forward movement in this connection. Very passionate, being out in the public with your person. Battles fought. Okay, if there was any disagreements between the two of you, if there was like, I'm not speaking to you because of whatever, and you're just not good for me at this moment, I need to retreat, I need to heal myself, all of that stuff that we always go through. Now it is about the lessons learned is now coming to both the feminine and the masculine after a period of introspection and spending time apart, taking a break. But they realized from the times when they weren't connected, that sometimes those times are, it feels like they're hanging in limbo, like there isn't any forward progress in their life. Okay, sometimes there's a stagnation that happens, even if it's only in the daily routine of your life. There's that stagnant energy because it feels like nothing else in your life is moving forward, and then it transpires in your daily routines. Now, why is the Six of Wands here? Why is the Six of Wands here? We have forward movement, success, victory after battles fought, public recognition. It's a lot of passion, hot passion coming in, especially with that devil card. That's the pleasures of the flesh coming through there. So let's have a look. Why is the Six of Wands here? Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, there's a whole story. There's a whole story. Okay, are we ready for the story? So, if you haven't been in communication, there's communication coming. Because someone has spoken their truth and walking away from a situation which didn't serve them, toxic. Now, because they are walking away from toxic situations, emotional relationships that drain their resources, put all their defenses up, made them want to hold back and not invest themselves in, whether this is a de facto partnership and another soulmate. Maybe there's distance between you and your divine masculine or divine feminine because they were with someone else. Maybe there was a soul contract with another soulmate that they had to remove karma. They had to work through karma because we have the devil card there, and we also have the world. So whatever karma your person had to work through is coming to an end. Okay, whether this is the feminine having to work through her own karma, because we do have justice, which is a very karmic card, balancing out karma. And then we have the devil card on the masculine side, which is also karma. And then we have the world between these two. So I feel like whatever karma the feminine had to work out, she's done with that. Whatever karma the masculine had to work through, he's done with that. And now they're going into this brand new cycle of, if there wasn't communication, they're communicating. They're looking into each other's eyes, and there's this honesty falling on the Ace of Swords. Let's have a conversation, an honest conversation about all the things that we had to leave behind, because we're finishing off here with a Sagittarius Temperance. So, and we have Sagittarius, the Eight of Wands here, and we have Sag there, which is the Temperance card, okay? Archangel Raphael coming in to heal you on heart level, blending two very different people together. Okay, people who had to go through conflict with each other, and maybe even conflict with other people. Maybe there was even competition in the past, because the Five of Wands is a card of competition, having to compete against other potential relationship material, and not even sure if you're going to, show up on your person's radar. But the best of all is Ace of Pentacles, long-term, brand new, fresh start ushered in by the angels, because it is time. Both of you have done the work. You've done the work. You've stuck with it. You've been dedicated not only to your cause, but to your divine feminine and to your divine masculine. Okay, I just love these cards. It's beautiful. If you haven't had communication yet, okay, so for timing, I want to say various people on different journeys, okay, but in the outcome, I am looking for, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, and then we have Temperance. So I feel putting the finishing touches. Maybe some of you are still kind of hanging in limbo, because this is what's transpiring between the two of you, still being in that limbo, and it feels like it's hard work, and you may be wishing for communication. You haven't had the communication yet, because it is coming. I would wager to say that there would be a very strong possibility of communication coming in May in the sign of Taurus, because Venus is going to go retrograde in Gemini in June. Okay, yeah, I think it's in June, and that is a huge focus on relationships. Okay, huge focus on relationships. Then the other time frame I have for communication and re-establishing contact is in the season of Sagittarius, which is from the 21st of November till the 21st of December. So later in the year, some of us need a little bit more time, okay? But what it is saying is that there's a strong kind of year end, and that things are being resolved as time goes on. But very positive. I see the two of you coming together beautifully in truth and honesty, healing each other. And look, like this Ace of Pentacles and the Four and this Ace of Swords is falling, like this is like healing each other, wanting to invest in each other, being honest with each other. Say, in spite of everything I've been through, I still love you. I still want to invest with you. I want to build with you. I want to, because, and look at all this reading, we have three aces. We have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. This is beautiful, but I mean, like, even without the Ace of Wands, there is so much passion here. I feel the only reason why that Ace of Wands is absent is because the passion has always been there. But there is a renewal in the communication, in absence of communication. There's a renewal in how you want to invest yourself with each other. And there has been total healing on heart level with the Ace of Cups. Now, let's get you some Lovers Oracle cards, okay? So what message does the masculine have for his feminine? So we'll see where this one falls. I like to get three cards. What message does the masculine have for his feminine? What messages does the masculine? Not too many. These cards are a little bit awkward to shuffle, but I love them. They're beautiful. Okay, we'll try one more time. One more card, please. Okay. Balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. And I feel like the masculine realizes this now, that that the feminine brings out the best in him no matter what. Okay. That's a lovely card. I like the image on here. It's beautiful. We have this one here. It's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. And maybe that is why we still have that hangman, that person hanging in limbo. As I said, there's still a process of working things out. And I also feel like while the masculine is getting his life into order, cutting out all these energies that drains him, when he does that and after he's done that, he'll most probably just take a time out to recollect himself, gather his strength so that he can bring this beautiful offer of love, permanent, long-term, to his divine feminine. Now, what does the divine feminine have to say? Where is she at? Divine feminine. Card for the divine feminine. Card for the divine feminine, please. We have one. Okay, so there's many. Okay, do I take them all? I'll take them all. Healing, because women always have way more to say than men. Or the feminine, they always have a little bit, when it comes to the mouth, it just don't shut up, eh? Healing, imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And this is what's happening, because we do have the angels blending the two of you together. And I feel like the feminine is coming out on the other side, because, the feminine is a whole lot emotional. And but they also need to, just calm down a lot and realize that this journey is more than just romance. Freedom, there is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. And so it very much depends on the feminine. Where does she want to go from here on out? Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. And I kind of feel like that comes in with this hangman here. That is a total surrender to the process. Know that there's nothing that you can do to hurry things along, and that you just have to, allow the universe to let the energy unfold for you. Emotions are natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. And I feel like this is the most important lesson that the divine feminine learns in these connections, is that this is one of the issues. After all, we do have the Seven of Cups here for her. So in order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. Okay, so this is a very hard journey. It's a tough journey. It does take a toll, but I feel like this is what the feminine had to work through, and she has been working through it. Otherwise, she would not have, the solid energies on her side of the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Three of Pentacles. She's finishing off. She's moving on from that. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. So for the feminine, in spite of everything that she's been through on an emotional level, I feel like for the masculine, it is more mental. That she is still willing to invest herself with a masculine, okay? And that is why these connections are so beautiful, so special. These make the most beautiful, divinely tempestuous love stories, okay? If there was ever love stories to be told, I think this is the stuff that movies are being made of. Okay, so what does the divine masculine have to tell the divine feminine? What message does the divine masculine have for the divine feminine? These two. In order to cope with separation, and I feel there is separation for some of you, in order to cope with separation from a loved one, we need to realize that spiritually we are always connected to those we love. Neither distance nor time can separate that which is united by love. I feel like this is a realization that the masculine has come to in this time, because sometimes for the masculine they are a lot in their head, and if it doesn't show up in their reality with that, that spiritual aspect, I feel like that is what the masculine learns a lot about. And I feel like the masculine is starting to feel and becoming aware of this invisible bond that he shares with his feminine, even though they are in separation. Everyone experience every experience, regardless of whether you perceive it as good or bad, comes with a gift attached. Yet sometimes the gift is only revealed with the passing of time. Trust, all is as it should be. So I feel the masculine had to take quite a bit of time to be able to come to the realization his feelings for his feminine, and that it is something, no matter how hard the feminine, or how much the feminine wanted it, or how much the masculine wanted this connection, that they, because it's such a spiritual connection, that it does take time to integrate these lessons before we can be united in union, to be fully accepted of each other, because we, after all, we are two very different individuals that is being blended together, and this is the type of thing you can think of in chemicals. Sometimes you've got to put it together slowly, otherwise it blows up. Okay, otherwise you get like it can really blow up in your face if you don't do it properly. And so that was part of that process. So what does the feminine have to tell her masculine this week? This week, but also this time. Remember, these readings are timeless. What does the feminine have to say? We have one. Oh no, there are two. There's two. She's matching her masculine. Close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection to everything on this planet, every person, animal, tree, and flower. Feel the ocean, the wind, the sky, all in perfect harmony, moved by one eternal flow of love. So I feel like the feminine is trying to tell her masculine that I am with you, even though we are in separation. I am the breeze that touch your face. I am the sunset that you're watching. I'm the beautiful colors in your sky. She wants to let a masculine know that she is surrounding him through whatever he perceives in his daily life. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because she says love can't separate us either. I mean, distance can't separate us from each other. I surrender all negative beliefs that no longer serve me and replace them with loving thoughts and intentions. From this moment on, I will listen only to the voice of love. Your love is an endless source of inspiration. As I said, after everything that the feminine has been through, she still chooses her masculine, okay, because she now knows that nothing is perfect. She might have put a masculine on a pedestal before, but now she looks at him through eyes and she says, I'm aware of, what we would label flaws, because no one is perfect. There's always something to work on, and this is what the masculine says. Nothing is perfect, but I'm willing to work with you. And so is the feminine. So they're mirroring each other. Their energy is the same. They're talking the same language. They energetically match each other. And that is why it is time for you to be together, to have this beautiful, beautiful brand new start. And the angels are bringing you together. They're working behind the scenes to do it. But it is still your choice as to whether you want to continue on this path or whether you want to go in a different direction. It actually came up on the feminine side that she actually does have a choice to make, and decide what it is that she wants. But to be honest, the way the cards fall, I feel like she still wants her masculine after everything. And not to put the masculine down, I know the masculine goes through a lot. They don't talk about it. They keep their cards close to their chest about what it is that they go through. And it's only when we get together with our divine masculines that we actually hear the real story of all the battles that they had to fight quietly in their mind, quietly at night while they were losing sleep. And that is why we love them so much. Masculine is standing very strong this week in his masculine power, knows what he's wanted. He's got a big cup of love to offer. He's feminine, and his feminine is ready. She's got long term on her mind as well. So thank you for watching, everyone. I loved reading for you. Have a beautiful day. Please give me feedback. Light and love.